going to stay with you. But when you leave your position, there is a gap for another demon to come straight to the pastor. There is an opening now to attack the first lady. There is an opening to attack the first family. Simply because you decided, I'm not going to church today. Or you decide, I'm mad with the prophet, I ain't going. Or maybe you say, oh man, they had too much church, I ain't going. You know, and we're all human. But you know, when you do things without permission, when you do things without having enough respect to say, prophet right, apostle right, I'm not going to be of service today. All right, at least that way you are one, showing proper respect. Secondly, he knows to put somebody in your spot. But when you don't call, and let me tell you something, I know some of you have been in those jobs. No call, no show, out the door. You know that now. It should be the same way in the church. The pastor, the apostle, the prophet, they know you're grown. They know you got family. They know sometimes you don't feel it. But at least show enough respect. And don't just call them when you get to where you're going so that you know you can't come back. But let them know ahead of time. So at least they can cover you. And sometimes they may have to tell you, I feel there will be danger if you leave at this time. But a lot of us try to be slick. We get to where we're going. Then we call the pastor. Well, pastor, I'm already in Tallahassee. I ain't going to be in church. Right there, running into a car accident that could have been avoided if you had enough respect for the man and woman of God. Because you grown. They can't. Look, we know you're grown. But there is protocol. There's a way of doing things. And there's a way of showing respect to your leader. You know, the Lord gave me this vision. You can just imagine a battle in the old days when you fought with swords and you had your front row, everybody's fighting, and there's a breakthrough. And you got the king. The king is fighting. He's fighting, and the king's a good fighter now. He done killed about 7 or 8 guys already. He can handle his business. But in the rear, they run away. They walk away. They throw down their swords. They leave a gap. So while your pastor is fighting here, the demons are now hitting him in the back. So now he's got to back up. And now because you got tied over that side, there's a gap over there. So now your pastor is fighting 20 demons all by himself. Because you decided to go on vacation. You got mad with the pastor. You decided you ain't coming back no more. You don't like the way things are going. And you're leaving your position without permission. And who pays for it? Your pastor. The first lady. The apostle. The prophet. Why? There's no reason for this. Those of you that are intercessors, you need to take that position seriously. You need to understand that, oh, I'm an intercessor, blah, blah, blah. No. That is a very important position. Your name may never be called, but I guarantee you when you're missing, the lack of your body being there, they feel it. Why am I under attack on my right side? Why am I getting a bad vibe over here? Excuse me, the devil is a liar. Yes, he is. It's because the people are not in position. And when they're not in position, you are leaving space for the enemy to attack your leaders. I'm not telling you something that I thought about. If you ever go to World Harvest, whenever there's an absentee, we have people that will assign other people to fill in the gap. You may have never sat on the front row, but when you're needed, we have people to fill in the gaps. Excuse me. Come on. Because Pastor Tommy knows if there's a blank space, there's a space for the enemy to come. That's right. So I'm not going to be before you long. I just wanted to give you this message here. That take your position seriously. And intercessors are not just intercessors. They can be ushers. Right. Could be the choir. Could be the people in the pulpit. It could be anybody that's going to that church. Your job is not to come through those doors, sit down and start yakking about what happened Saturday. Your job is to come through those doors prayerfully with your eyes in the spirit, seeing what is going on, looking at who comes through that door. And as the word says, Abishai secured him. That means came to his rescue. See, it may not always be the pastor to help. The first lady may not always be there to help Pastor Gray, Apostle Gray. But it might be one of the members who's in the spirit who realize, I need to pray for him now. You don't have to make no big deal about it. You can just go down and speak in your heavenly language. You can pray from the back row for the pastor. You don't need a name. You don't need a position. You don't even need to be up front. All you need to do is be willing and see in the spirit. See, and this thing lets me know there comes a time when the members have got to step up and say, hey, 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 Pastor Greg, First Lady, hey, we got this. We got this. We will be vigilant unto prayer. We will be consistent in looking after your well-being. We will take the stand and look out for you spiritually. You see, it wasn't another king. It was one of his servants. And if you read just a little bit further, on the 22nd verse of that same chapter, it says, these four were born to the giant in Gath, and fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. There were four giants. David killed one, but his servants killed the other three. See, we want the pastor, we want the apostle, we want the prophet to fight all the giants around us.
Come on,
but
preacher.
that's not the word. David only killed Goliath. He was known for killing Goliath. But the men that stood with him, that didn't mind fight, they killed the other three. And after they killed these giants, Philistine was no longer a threat to Israel. Amen. What I'm trying to say, people, you have positions. You have places. You all have value. It's not about how you look, how you dress, but you need to take your place in God seriously. You're not too old, and nor are you too young to get serious about this thing. The spirit world, let me tell you something, that's the real world. That's the real world. The world that we really don't see till we get to a place, that's the real world. The world where the angels and the demons are all flying around. That's the world where your prosperity is. That's the world where your deliverance is. It's in the spirit. It's spirit, then flesh. See, a lot of times we want to think, well, the world, God shows things to the world. No. It's all in the spirit. You're looking for deliverance? It's in the spirit. You want prosperity? It's in the spirit. You need a healing? It's in the spirit. Whatever you need, it's spiritual, then natural. I just came to pass a few words to you. Those of you that say, I'm with my pastor. Because lip service is